I came to Hurtwood because I felt that I'd grown out of the public school system by the age of sort of 16. I felt that it didn't have anything new to offer me for the sixth form, and I wanted a challenge, and Hurtwood offered me that challenge.
It's very relaxed compared to an ordinary school. It's very different, but obviously responsibilities come with that. But you have a lot of fun in your free time, then you're expected to work.
If you're a girl, you can play netball, tennis, hockey, lacrosse, you can go swimming.
Well, you've got a lot of options. You could do rugby, football, cricket, basketball.
The theatre at Hurtwood is unbelievable. It's unreal. You won't get a better theatre system anywhere in the country. I'm saying that, but I know that is the truth.
This is Hurtwood House. Set high in the beautiful Surrey hills of southern England, it is the only English public school specialising exclusively in the sixth form. Hurtwood, whilst supporting the values and traditions of the public school system, recognises the individual needs of sixth formers today. The school is committed to providing a complete education, introducing its students to the freedom, challenge and stimulation of a university-style campus, within the structured and stable environment of a close and caring community. With only 250 students, Hurtwood is a small and select school. In the hands of an experienced team of dedicated specialist A-level teachers, these students represent a large and powerful sixth form, where the emphasis is on building self-discipline, self-motivation and self-confidence. The students live in one of 7 country houses, which range greatly in size, character and atmosphere. They're in the care of a housemaster and his wife and house tutors, who monitor each student's academic progress, providing an important link between house and school. The houses are furnished with comfortable study bedrooms, communal living areas and well-equipped recreational rooms. As a residential school, the prime concern is to provide a structured, caring and happy environment.
Well, the housemaster has to be the leader. He has to be accessible to all the students. Therefore, he needs to be approachable. He needs to assume the role of parent. So what's a parent do for a child? They look after them, they care for them, they occasionally moan at them. But the most important thing is that they're there when needed, to talk through problems, to discuss through problems, and most importantly, to listen.
I see the role of a housemaster as, in the first instance, providing a structured environment where students can feel that they can be themselves. And through the tutor system and pastoral care, which is done on a trust and friendship basis, we hope that they will develop socially and academically in their time with us.
I feel you've got a lot of support at this school from everyone, from all the pupils and all the staff, which I think is great. Yeah. It builds a lovely atmosphere.
Everyone's very friendly with each other and it's very easy to fit in because you come in with a new year. So you don't have to worry about friendships already being formed. You're all in the same boat.
It makes it a really friendly atmosphere, especially to work in.
It is a second home. I do feel right at home when I'm back at the house.
Imagine a house, yeah, full of 60 people, say, and they're all your friends. You know what I mean? You're living with all your friends, and it's like it's a boarding school, and you have, you know, it's so much fun. And
the good thing is, at my old school, no one ever used to. The years were already segregated. No one would mix, and here both years mix together.
It's a really nice atmosphere. It's like being at home.
We have our own kitchen and our own like living room, and it's basically like our own house. And that's what's different about this school. It's like a step in between sixth form college and university.
My name is Sarah Slattinger. I live in Ewhurst Place, which is an outhouse. This means that it's located off campus. I could have chosen to live in Hurtwood House itself, but I think that choosing to live away from school in an outhouse gives you an extra feeling of freedom. What I like most about the houses is that they are friendly and comfortable places. None of them are very far from school, so at the end of a hard day you feel that you can get away and relax in a different environment. The house I am in is very spacious and comfortable. It gives me the opportunity to mix with a lot of different people when I want to, and to enjoy the privacy of my own room when I feel like being alone. There is a great variety of different personalities in the house, which I think helps to create the atmosphere here. We have to do prep for 1 hour in the evening, but the rest of the time is our own. There are plenty of things to do. We can play pool or table tennis, watch television or just talk and relax with our friends. Ewhurst is a mixed house, which I think helps the students to develop a more mature and responsible attitude towards each other. There are house tutors who are on duty each night, but they just join in with whatever's going on. They're more like friends, really.
Ewhurst is similar to all the houses at Hurtwood. We try and encourage a family atmosphere within the house. Graham and I have 3 children of our own, and we're very aware that we are looking after other people's children. We try and allow them their privacy and their time to grow up in perhaps a more adult environment. I'm there for sometimes all the little things to make sure that if it's someone's birthday that they are aware of other people are thinking of them, to pass on messages from their parents, to take their things to the dry cleaners. Graham and I have a team of tutors here to look after the academic side of the school, to monitor the students' achievements. And we are a good team. We work well together, and we're here 24 hours a day for all of the students to ensure they grow up in a caring environment.
My name is Chris Warren, and I'm studying English, Law and Theatre Studies for A-Level. I really like the library at Hurtwood. It's very well stocked with textbooks and background reading, and the librarians are always there to help you find the books you need. I'm probably working harder here at Hurtwood than I've ever worked before. Whereas at my last school, the sixth formers were left to their own devices. Here the teachers take much more notice and show you how to work more productively. I get on really well with my teachers and work for them as well as for myself. They seem to be on my wavelength, which makes it a lot easier for me to relate to them. The relaxed atmosphere in class makes it easy to study, and as the teaching is largely on a one-to-one basis, I find it much easier to understand things and get my work done. As our progress is closely monitored through the weekly grades, my tutor is much more aware of my academic strengths and weaknesses, which helps me to concentrate on the areas that need the most work.
I think the blend of traditional and progressive is something that characterises Hurtwood. We are known as a place which makes its student work very hard in a traditional, formal way. But we achieve that alongside a real respect for what the individual thinks and feels. And there's a very informal feeling in classes. And Christian name terms obviously apply all the time between teachers and students, but this isn't just an empty label about how things go on. There is a real respect and interest and fascination, really, with how we all think and how we all feel, so that you do get a very distinctive feeling after only a few weeks sometimes in a class of a group gelling and really the members of the group being very fond of each other. I think it would be tedious for me to pick up the results brochure and to present it to you. Let me say that alongside that very objective criterion of our success, we produce many students at the end of 6 terms who are much more happy, fulfilled and more rounded people, emotionally and intellectually, than they were when they came in the first September term.
Hurtwood House has a clear vision of what the sixth form of the 1990s should be like, offering its students a more exciting, more effective and more student-centred method of study than many other schools. We're expected to work hard, and to help us the school has an extensive study skills programme designed to make our working methods more effective. We are encouraged to think for ourselves in order to gain confidence and independence. This means taking full responsibility for our own work, although we are able to draw on the help and support of a team of specialist A-level teachers trained to deal exclusively with the demands and requirements of today's sixth former. The school offers an unusually wide choice of 20 A-level subjects, available in any combination, which means that courses can be tailored to meet the needs and abilities of every student. At 1 to 6, the ratio of teachers to students is one of the highest of any public school in England, providing individual and personal attention for every student in the class.
The teachers are very helpful as well. They're very friendly. We call them by their first names, which is it gives a better atmosphere. There's a very friendly atmosphere here, and classes are fun as well. They're not just hard work, they are fun.
But generally all the teachers here are very approachable and kind, and they're like your friend really. We've worked much harder, I think, which is good. The lessons, they do seem to be a bit more relaxed, so you can understand.
Oh, you get a lot of attention from your teachers, especially because you get taught how to study. You get study skills.
They definitely do treat you like young adults here, which I respect, and it does motivate you to work.
Yeah, I would say much harder than I did, because you have to, otherwise you're just going to get bad grades.
Hurtwood House has a unique weekly system of grading all students for all their subjects, and over the term that builds up into a complete profile of what the student has achieved in every single subject that they study. The idea of the grading system is that on a weekly basis, teachers assess how each student is performing, and the student can see for themselves that hopefully they're making some progress in their studies. It's a very useful tool for house tutors, because then they can discuss the students' progress over the weeks, and also it's a very useful method by which any problems with work habits or study techniques can be picked up at a very early stage and hopefully remedied.
One of the most important aspects of Hurtwood life is preparing students for university and making sure that they get into the course of their choice. Last year, 97% of all the students in the school went on to higher education. The Careers Department can provide expert advice on the 84,000 courses now available in English universities. The application procedures are complex, and expert advice and assistance is essential. At Hurtwood House, this is a key part of the service the school provides.
My name is Fiona Salmon, and I'm vice-captain of the Hurtwood hockey team. Aside from my A-levels, sport is my main priority here. It isn't compulsory, but teachers do encourage it, and as a result, a lot of students take part voluntarily. We have activities every day in the afternoon with a wide choice of different sports. My personal favourites are hockey and netball, which I play 3 or 4 times a week. Being in the hockey team enables me to get out and visit other schools once or twice a week to play team fixtures. There are boys and girls in the hockey team, which makes the practices a lot more fun. We do still manage to win a lot of matches though. We have a team coach, Neil, who coaches us twice a week. He's very keen and encouraging and puts a lot of energy into our training sessions. He'll take us through our last match and give us ideas on how we can improve our performance for the next one. Through my 2 years here at Hurtwood, netball has become more and more popular and is now very important as we are currently County League champions. Our netball squad has great team spirit and is playing really well at the moment, so we're looking forward to this year's championships.
I think the main thing about sport at Hurtwood House is the sheer variety of sport on offer. None of the sport at Hurtwood House is in any way compulsory, but that's not to say that there isn't a massive amount of sport that goes on. I think we have somewhere in the region of 60% of the school actively take part in sport 2 or 3 times a week. Every afternoon and evening there are an immense amount of recreational activities going on, and even with that sheer diversity of activities, the sport, which is only voluntary, is incredibly well supported.
Well, there are loads of sports. I mean, you can do anything from squash to golf to ping pong. It really doesn't matter. I mean, I myself, I go to the gym quite regularly, which is really good. But at the same time, sports aren't compulsory, which means that if, for example, you've got some work to catch up on, you can do that.
There's loads of different sports to do. If you want, you can do sports on the campus here, which is like netball, volleyball, hockey. I'm in the lacrosse team. But if you want to get into the town and do things, you can do things like swimming and weight training, horse riding at the weekends and on Monday.
And we go off, on fixtures, and people come here. We go on tournaments. We win a lot of them.
It produces a lot, the inter-house rugby, because it's fun. It gives a huge opportunity because, I mean, just house spirit. Everyone in the house wants to represent their house, so they all team together to make the best you can possibly get. It's great fun.
Last year we put a Hurtwood team in for the South East England show jumping championships, which we won, and hopefully we'll put a team in this year to represent Hurtwood.
Good play. Well done, nice basket.
Be it team sport or individual sport or just plain recreational sport, most of the students at Hurtwood get immense satisfaction out of taking part in one of the 30 or 40 different sports that we offer every single week.
In the theatre, usually we find a lot of people, when they start doing it, are very nervous and shy, and by the end of that year they're much more able to express themselves, which is important, and are able to become more creative. I think that's a very important thing here, to be able to create your own ideas and develop your own ideas through theatre.
Hurtwood made me see a lot of things in different ways, expanded the physical theatre, and it's really built up my confidence as a person outside theatre as well as inside.
Before I came here, I always saw the theatre as some distant thing, but now you can really get to grips with it at this school, and it gives you so much self-confidence.
We hope, and one of our main aims in the theatre generally at Hurtwood, is not to make it an exclusive club, and that we feel that, especially at the time of the drama festival, that most students will find the opportunity, will be encouraged to take part in the drama at Hurtwood. And we've had many occasions when physics students and chemistry students have directed and taken lead parts in house plays with great success. And I think that this is, in an important way, the measure of the success of drama at Hurtwood in general.
I think what you've got to remember is when I first came here, the theatre was just merely a hole in the ground, and it's grown from something like, I can't remember, 12 students to about 120 now just studying theatre studies. And my job is basically involved in the performance element of the theatre, and this entails the theatre studies itself, which is the A-level, and this is 35% of the A-level, and the 65% which is Steve is responsible for. Now, in the individual skill, the students learn to specialise in any of the creative arts. It could be makeup, it could be costume, it could be sound, it could be masks, it could be directing, it could be acting. So, in fact, you can actually pass an A-level at Hurtwood and never ever perform on the stage. So when the student decides what individual skill they want to specialise in, it's my job to introduce them to actual working professionals in that field. For example, a very popular individual skill is masks, and Bim Mason, who is the artistic director of Bristol Circa School, and he was also trained at Jacques Lecoq École de Mime in Paris. It's a mask specialist school. He was employed for a week, and 45 students made their own masks, you know, and that ties in with the A-level masks, where he's employed to teach the whole range of mask work. And then there's costume. That's very popular. Over the years, we tend to employ V every year, and another lady called Fran. V works for the BBC and is a freelance costume designer for films. And V tends to come down and will help the students in their actual design, whether it's from, I don't know, 17th century costume to, I know one student this year is doing Noddy. So, I mean, the variety of costume design is very impressive when it comes to their actual A-level. Other areas we specialise in, such as acting, directing, writing. It doesn't matter what skill they want to specialise in. It's not like the normal school production where the housemaster sort of puts on the school production. Where they're actually working with professionals.
We do a lot of workshops, ranging from costume to makeup to juggling even. I mean, you can even do fire eating if you really wish to. That's how far it stretches.
When you're studying the theory and studying the play, it's good to go into the theatre and actually act it out and have professional people coming in and just showing you what it was like in those days.
Oh, we get loads of theatre companies coming in, and it's really, I mean, that it helps so much.
I think it's satisfied my thirst for creativity that I had at other schools, and it wasn't fulfilled.
I think what's very exciting is when a group of 50 or 60 first years arrive at Hurtwood, and they all have these preconceived ideas of what theatre is, very stereotypical and traditional. And it's very exciting for me that at the end of the 2 years I can watch an introvert grow into, or blossom into, an individual within their own rights, full of confidence and expression, and being able to stand up in front of a group of people and say, yeah, I found myself, if you like. And I think that's a very exciting thing for an individual to go through.
The refrain is done. The lights go out. Touché. I touch. Then turn.
My name is Hosh Ibrahim, and I'm studying A-level English, History and Theatre Studies. Before I came here, I suppose I'd always been interested in the theatre. I think everyone is. But I'd never really performed before or had a clue what I was going to do. I remember walking down the theatre steps when I came to look round Hurtwood with my parents and seeing all the lights and this huge empty stage and being absolutely terrified. Now, all that seems worlds away, and I love it. It's an amazingly creative and exciting space. The only dancing I'd ever done before was to the radio in my bedroom, and now, here I am appearing in the Hurtwood musical with a professional choreographer doing rock and roll numbers like something off MTV. It's a lot of hard work, but also a lot of fun, and if in the process you discover a hidden talent and develop it to A-level standard, then so much the better. In this school, particularly the theatre, the more you put into it, the more you get out. 18 months ago, I came here with a handful of GCSEs. I've worked hard, had a lot of fun, and out of nowhere, I've got the choice to apply to drama schools or universities. It's opened up a whole range of options I'd never even thought about before, even dancing.
The thing I like about the Hurtwood Music Studio is that it gives people with no previous musical knowledge the chance to be really creative. When I was first shown the studio, I found the setup rather daunting, but it's actually surprisingly easy to get the hang of. There is a great range of effects which you can make use of, and the pieces you write sound really professional. Hurtwood is the only school I know of that offers its students the opportunity to use the kind of professional equipment found in real recording studios. It's very exciting to think that the same opportunities will be available for people interested in television when a new television studio complex is opened later this year.
Well, I hope that through this video you will have been able to pick up some of the atmosphere of Hurtwood House. Not always an easy thing to do from the pages of a prospectus. And you will have been able to see how busy we are across a very wide range of activities. Some of which, like our large drama productions and our school matches, you might not be lucky enough to see when you visit. An astonishing 25% of all students in private education now change schools at 16. These students are ready for new challenges. They have grown out of public school. Hurtwood House is an ideal choice for those who are looking for somewhere that is exciting and challenging, but which is also structured and safe, and a residential community. We're the first school in England to provide this, by combining all the best aspects of a sixth form college with all the best elements of public school. A real stepping stone, in other words, between public school and university. I'd also like to say that Hurtwood House has been consistently successful academically. More than 90% of our students go on to university every year, and our outstanding A-level results have placed us high up in the league tables, featuring this year, for example, in the Daily Telegraph Top 200 Public School list. We believe that Hurtwood House represents one of the most important developments in private education this century. One day, I'm sure, there will be other schools like Hurtwood, but for the present, we represent a unique opportunity for sixth form students to enjoy an atmosphere that is rather closer to that of a university than that of a public school. And lastly, my thanks to the students of the Hurtwood House video unit who helped to direct, script, shoot and edit this video, and whose work in many ways embodies the energy, the maturity, the self-confidence and the sense of purpose which all students aspire to here at Hurtwood House.